Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Mount & Blade Bannerlord and we're doing another troop video. This one being the top 5 best special archers. Now this was going to be mounted archers, but there was one troop that I really wanted to get in here. So I couldn't do it with just mounted. So most of them on this list are going to be mounted. One's not, but they're still very, very, very good. They're just an excellent archer troop. So with all that in mind, if you haven't seen any of these videos before, I rank them based on their key stats, their equipment, their armor, and any extra perks that they may have. So it's a pretty balanced system, and it really helps you get to the core of what is and isn't the best troops. So with all that in mind, we're going to start it off with number 5. So at number 5, we have the Azeri Mameluke Heavy Cavalry. Now these are just an excellent troop for a lot of reasons. So don't let the number 5 ranking fool you. These are still going to annihilate a lot of different armies and troop types in the game. So as you can see, starting off, they have a pretty nice suit of armor. Very heavy chest armor, good splint protection on the arms and legs, full coverage helmet, which is great. They have one of the better bows in the game. I believe this is the Noble's bow. So very strong, very good range, very good accuracy. Their secondary weapon is a one-handed long saber or thin type sword. Very good for slashing and even pretty good for stabbing. They have only one quiver of arrows, but they do have one of the best shields in the game, damage protection-wise, not total, size-wise, but very good, and it makes sense since they're a mounted skirmisher troop. And their horses are very good horses, as most Azeri horses are, and they come with at least partial male barding, giving them good protection. So let's see what these look like in the troop tree. So as you can see, these ones start with the Mameluke soldier and go down through the regular, the cavalry, and then the heavy cavalry. So key stats for the Azeri Mameluke heavy cavalry are one-handed of 130, bow of 130, riding of 130, and athletics of 80, giving them an ATR or average troop rating of 118. I did make a note on these of two of their biggest advantages here are their, just excellent armor and one of the best shields in the game, giving them, very good defense just in case things get a little too up close and personal for them. So let's see how these guys fare in combat. So you can see they space themselves out starting off, but they do form up in ranks and automatically go to their bows. So we're going to give them the charge order and just watch them do what it is they do. So, as you can see, total domination in very little time at all. Nothing like a full army of mounted skirmishers to make you feel like Attila the Hun. So let's move on to number 4. So at number 4, we have the Kuzeykhans Heavy Horse Archer. So these ones, as you can see, are just, a pretty dang solid troop from the start, as most Kuzeykhans troops are. So we've got heavy lamellar armor over the majority of the body, not the legs, because they like to keep it light in the Kuzeykhans region. The horse, as you can see in the back, is a lovely steppe horse with some pretty dang good armor on it. They're equipped with a short horse bow, which makes sense, 2 quivers of arrows, which gives them a decent advantage over, a lot of people in the game, and a nice, long, one-handed slashing saber-type weapon as their secondary. So, let's see what they look like in the troop tree. So in the troop tree, you can see they go down to the far left. They go through the Tribal Warrior, Kuzeykhans Raider, Kuzeykhans Horse Archer, and the Heavy Horse Archer. So key stats for these guys are one-handed of 130, bow of 130, riding of 130, and athletics of 80, giving them an ATR or average troop rating of 118, which you'll notice again is the same as the Azeri. That seems to be a common trend in this game. They want to make sure the Kuzeykhans and the Azeri are basically neck and neck on everything. But whereas the it's going to follow the same general rule as most of the game here, the Kuzeykhans have much better armor, and they, in this case, have extra arrows. Their only con being they don't have a shield, which can be a disadvantage in certain instances, but for a skirmisher type mounted troop, I would much rather have extra arrows than have them have a shield. So, let's see what these bad boys look like in combat. So, you can see them all lined up, all majestic in their Kuzeykhans glory. And we could leave them here and just use them as archers, but come on, let's let them skirmish. At them! Wow, that last part where they shot a bunch of arrows at me was fun, but as you can see, total annihilation in no time at all. So the Kuzeykhans Heavy Horse Archers are just an excellent troop, and they do take the number 4 spot, so let's move on to number 3. So at number 3, you have one of my favorite troops in the game, the Imperial Buccialari. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It could be Buccialari, but, whatever. I'm not Italian. Anyway, so as you can see here, sticking with the Imperial theme from most of my videos, they definitely have some of the best armor in the game. They have one of the coolest helmets in the game, which is the plumed helmet, which I enjoy because there's not enough good plumed helmets in this game. Some nice lamellar pauldrons, not as good van braces, but still decent. Same goes for the boots, keeping it light, which makes sense for a mounted skirmisher troop. So as you can see here, they have 2 quivers of arrows, a nice strong horsebow, and a secondary weapon, which seems to be some sort of a backsword. So definitely good mounted weapons. Their horses do go lightly armored, so that's, you know, can be a slight con, but these are very good troops. So let's see what they look like in the troop tree. So the Bucellari go through the archer tree, which makes sense. So you go archer, trained archer, veteran archer, Bucellari. You do need war horses to upgrade these, as with many of the people on this list, so I probably should mention that. So they're not the cheapest to go with, but key stats for these ones are one-handed of 130, bow of 130, riding of 120, and athletics of 130, giving them an ATR, or average troop rating, of 128. 2 of their biggest advantages here being their excellent armor, some of the best in the game, and again, extra arrows, which, you know, is very important for a mounted skirmisher type troop. So let's see what these guys look like in combat. So as you can see, same as usual, lined up, looking all awesome-like, feeling like we're about to ambush some Gauls somewhere in the Alpine Gaul. Looks cold. But anyway, let's let them do what it is they do. So look at that. Once again, we win. No prisoners. Nobody gets away. So that's just the way the Imperial Bucellari like it. So they were number 3. Let's move on to the runner-up at number 2. So at number 2, the runner-up, we have the Kuzeykhans Guard. So the second Kuzey troops to make it onto this list. And these ones are definitely a fun, and they're a bit more unique. So again, this isn't going to be a standard recruitment one. These ones are going to be through some of the more goofy means of recruitment. So as you can see, just from looking at them here, we've got the Kuzey horses with the decent armor, heavy armor on the troop, full face mask, a nice royal horse bow. I can't remember exactly what that's called, but it's a really good bow, one of the best in the game. Their secondary weapon is a long two-handed polearm, good for slashing. So it's definitely interesting, unique troop type here. And they do come with one thing of what I believed is stacked bodkin arrows, but I can't be sure. So let's take a look at them in the troop tree. So these ones, as you can see, come from the Kuzey's Noble Sons. So like I said, they're an alternative type of troop. They're not going to be out of your standard stuff, but you can recruit them through the same type of means. You just have to find them. And it goes all the way up to the Kuzeykhans Guard. So key stats here are polearm of 220, bow of 280, riding of 220, and athletics of 25, giving them an ATR, or average troop rating, of 186.25. So these guys are pretty dang good. So let's see what they look like when fighting. Alright, so you can see they start off with their bows, and we're gonna let them do what it is they do best. So that was number 2, the Kuzeykhans Guard. Definitely a very good troop in the game. I greatly enjoy them when I can get them. So let's move on to the best of what I consider the special archers at number 1. So here at number 1 we have the Battalion Feyen Champion. Now these ones are the first ones on the list you're going to notice are not mounted. And that's why I said I switched this from mounted archers to special archers, because these guys are arguably the best archers in the game. They're the only ones to come with a longbow, so their range and accuracy is just phenomenal. They're very good. They have 2 quivers of arrows, heavy armor, good helmet, light gloves and boots. Their secondary weapon is a pretty decent backsword, so let's see what they look like in the troop tree. So you can see they come from the Highborn Youth skill tree. So again, this is going to be like the last one where these ones are less common to find. So they are more difficult to upgrade. But once you do, they are well worth it. Key stats for these ones are one-handed of 60, so that's their backup weapon. Bow of 280. Two-handed of 220, because oftentimes they will spawn with a two-handed weapon, and athletics of 220, making them just amazingly fast. They're very good on the battlefield. So they have an average troop rating, or ATR, of 195, making them just phenomenal archers. So we're going to see how these guys do against a real army. So as you can see, we have an awful lot of them, but that's because we're going up into battle against a pretty dang big enemy. So we're going to set ours up right on this hill here. good defensive position because the enemy we're fighting is 400 strong, and it's a real army. So we're going to just pick a position and wait, and we'll see how good these archers are. I do have 200 this time instead of 100. But yeah, let's see how they do. So as you can see, that's probably the best example that I've given so far in any of these videos. Now don't get me wrong, most of these troops that I've done on this list could have done the same thing, but let me just highlight that for you. That was 2-to-1 odds, over 2-to-1 odds, because we went up against a battle of like 460. All archers against cavalry, infantry, archers, you know, skirmishers, all sorts of stuff, and we annihilated them. I don't think I lost a single Feyen champion, or Feyen champion, however you say it. So these guys are just, they dominate on a battlefield. They're so good. Just look at all these arrows all over the place. Total annihilation, no time at all. Excellent troop. Best archers in the game, bar none. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Now, that being said, if you have a different opinion, or you want to argue any points made in this video at all, I invite you to do so down in the comment section, get a healthy discourse going on, and turn this video into an excellent resource for everybody who wants to figure out what's the best troop they should go for. You know, if they want to build the ultimate archer army, what should they go for? Obviously, the answer is the Battalion Feyen champions, but you know, what are you going to do? Some people can't be taught. So if you like this video, I of course invite you to click that like button and show me that you liked it. But in any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.